Welcome back to Ruben Digital's YouTube channel. I'm Inez Lykowski and I'm the social media specialist here. I love when you guys send us feedback, and one of the messages we've received recently is what to do when your kid is begging to be on social media. I personally went through this with my family. I have a 15-year-old and a 10-year-old at home, so this topic is close to my heart because it is challenging as a parent to know when our kids are ready. So let's get into it. Number one, how do I know if my kid is ready to be on any social media platform? Are they responsible enough? Can they handle internet trolls? How can I filter out the bad things that might be on the internet that I don't want them to see? So let's start with number one. How do you know if your kid is ready to be on social media? First of all, you need to decide what platform you want them to be on. You should know by discussing with your kid where they want to be. They might ask you if they can be on Snapchat, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, Musical.ly. There's so many. So you have to do your research as a parent as well. Most kids between the age of, I want to say 14 to 21 don't really like Facebook anymore. I know it's shocking, but they use Facebook to stay connected to family members and distant friends. So that would be my starting point for any kid on social media. And it could be like your testing ground with them, like after you have the conversation about why they want to be on social media and how they want to use it, you could say, all right, let's start you off with Facebook and let's see what you do with it. And if in a month I see that you're responsible and you're using it correctly, we can talk about moving on to other social media platforms. Number two, after you have this conversation with your kid and you see that they are ready and they really just want to be close to their friends and they don't want to feel left out, you go and you look at parental settings. Parental settings are vital. They're on every social media platform. If you come across a social media platform where the parental settings doesn't say, filter for age, then your child should probably not be on there anyways. Twitter is a bit mature, in my opinion. It's highly political and people are extremely opinionated on Twitter. So I wouldn't start my child on Twitter. That's something that I think that you should develop over time with them. And it requires a lot of trust on both sides. And even with their filter system, I've noticed that things can come through. So I personally believe that you should be very cautious and maybe even discuss whether or not you say you can have Snapchat, but I have to follow you. You can have Instagram, but I have to follow you. And I have to approve your friends. This is a huge deal. All of these things need to come up in the conversation. What is a game changer? What is a rule break? And what are the healthy boundaries that match up with your family? So then my third point is manners on the internet. Yes, people, I know this is an archaic thought, but manners matter, and it's not just for kids. The way that you behave on social media, your kids are paying attention to. And if you're gonna have these conversations where you say this is what we require of you and this is the rules, you also need to have this open conversation about what is allowed and what your family's morals are and your foundation for how you behave on the internet. Your kids need to know how to be able to handle negativity and maybe some mature posts that do come through the filters and how they should treat other people on the internet. If you yourself, and let's be honest, are an internet bully, your kids should probably not be on the internet either. But if you really want your kids to have this opportunity, you should talk to them about not being cyber bullies, what words are unkind, and how to take a second to pause if they see something that upsets them and not just automatically become a keyboard thug. So what are the consequences in your family if someone breaks the rules and hurts other people's feelings or says something? And let's not forget that your kids need to know that nothing is ever deleted from the internet. Even if it looks like you can temporarily go back and delete a tweet or delete a post, always the possibility of someone screenshotting the things that you write or the things that you post is always there. So as long as you show them that, the importance of that, I think you guys should be okay. But it is a serious thing because, even at Ruben Digital, we talk about how tweets follow you for life. A lot of people learn this on a political level, or even you could see your favorite actor or musician going back and having to apologize for something that they tweeted 5 or 10 years ago. It's a reality, and it is very important that you have this conversation with your kids. So here's my, I would say, top 3 social media platforms for someone between the ages of 14 and 17. Start them on Instagram. Actually, outside of that, remember I said to go to Facebook first? That's totally family appropriate. Facebook also has this very cool feature where you can say who is allowed to message your child on Facebook. And you can also get alerts to who wants to friend them. But outside of that, Instagram is a great place to start them. There's less dialogue in their posts because it's more about the images. And then you can go and check their DMs as well. And then maybe eventually move into a place where you don't follow them, but you do what I call spot checks. In my house, I don't follow my child anymore on Twitter or Instagram because he's earned that. I do spot checks. He never knows when I'm gonna look at his social media, but he knows that I can find his accounts and that I will check them. And if there's anything that I think is questionable, I take a screenshot, I send it to him, and I say, hey, either you take it down or I will. Because that's the last thing I think I want to bring up, is that you should always have their passwords. If they cannot agree to you having their passwords, then maybe they shouldn't be on social media. There are such things as dummies accounts, so make sure that you tell your kids that you are hip to the game, I guess, and that you know that dummy accounts exist. You're not a fool. And if you have any questions, you can always reach out to us at Ruben Digital, and we'll help you stay informed on ways to help your kids in this crazy world called the internet. So those are my thoughts on letting your kids enter the realm of social media. If you have any questions or concerns, please let me know. You can leave it in the comments below, or you can message us on any of our social media. Have a great day, and thank you so much for watching.